We're going to have a party tonight. Oh, it's up and it's stuck. Twisted Girl and all. Hope you don't hear the friction. Sound like I can start a fire here. It's so dry. Listen, I'm on the East Coast in the Northeast, okay? And it's brisk. It's literally biting outside, okay? So there's no reason, I'm not the only one that, when they go to apply some type of lotion, moisturizer, um, hand treatment, and you rubbing it, and baby, you hearing friction, okay? It's cold in these northeastern streets. Yeah. So, Happy New Year to my subscribers first and foremost, my conscious ones. I don't know what the young kids is doing. I mean, I don't know. I'm so, what do I know? I was only born in 1980. Yeah. So, I mean, Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, let's start there. Happy New Year to my subscribers, aka my conscious ones, and also to my viewers, aka first time, maybe second or third time. Maybe you've been a long time viewer, but perhaps have not subscribed. So I will make this PSA now to say that if you are not subscribed to my channel, New Life Raw Evolution, then perhaps it's something that you should consider. Okay? I think the subscription is somewhere. I don't kind of know where it is on the live, but just go to my channel and hit subscribe. That's the easiest way, right? So, again, Happy New Year's to my subscribers. You guys are the best, I mean, I love everyone. This is a channel, New Life Revolution. There's love here. There's peace here. There's light here. There's growth here. There's even forgiveness here. So I just thank everyone for tuning in. I thank my subscribers again. You guys been rocking with me, I guess, from day one. So I thank you. I'm sending you right now love, peace, and definitely abundance. Wherever you are, whatever your situation is, I'm sending you positive energy and happy thoughts, knowing that you're going to make it out. You're going to make it work. There's kind of like an acronym. I don't know if it's an acronym, but kind of. But it's from a fellow YouTuber. And this guy is a little gritty. I mean, you might, when I say him, you may be like, oh my God, what is she, doing associated with that type of podcast or that type of person? But it's my guy Zit with the Drip. And so I guess he came up with a theory, or like I said, this acronym, which is PEPPER. Well, PEPR. Positive energy, positive results. So, I thought it was kind of a cool and unique way of kind of just having a positive mindset, being in a state of awareness, being present. I think that's kind of like a cool tool that you can use, at any given time, day, situation, positive energy, positive results, before you spaz out, before you go crazy, before you tell somebody off, maybe take a second or two to say the acronym PEPR, pepper, positive energy, positive results. And so you'd be surprised, like literally how that can just like change like the dynamic of a whole situation, right? And so anyway, that's kind of off gear, but coming back to the topic, basically it's just about the end of the first week of the year. Like, this is huge. This is major, my conscious ones, my viewers. Like, we made it to through the first 7 days of the new year. It's crazy because I'm not even trying to get, biblical or philosophical. There's always a time and a place for that. But what I will say is just on some basic stuff, like whether you watch the news, whether you got a phone call, whether you read something somewhere, like at some point in time, like we know that many of us that were here this time last year, they're not here now, right? And so, and that's something that just happened. That's just life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're on this journey, and obviously, the journey begins and the journey ends, but that's not anything to fear. You understand? And when you know who you are and what you are, then you don't fear something like death, because at the end of the day, you know that there's no such thing as death, that we are infinite, eternal souls. So we weren't born here. We were always in existence from the very beginning of existence. So as long as there is an existence, we will always be. But in the dimension, in the realm, those things differ, obviously, right? With time and all of that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, and this is not something that I've always known, I've grown up, I guess kind of in a traditional way, and was always afraid of death, or always feared death, or always was sad about death, but not really knowing what it was about, and honestly coming to the awareness that there's no such thing as death, and let's keep the scales balanced. There's no such thing as birth, because how can you be born when you've already existed? Let's say new life, raw evolution. This is it. Like, it's time to take the gloves off. Like, I'm taking the gloves off now. Like, for my subscribers, my conscious ones, I love you. For my first time viewers, but I felt like, the energy, the introduction has been a little lukewarm. But when you look at my channel and the name, it's New Life Revolution. So those 4 words encapsulate and embody a certain type of energy. And so the Mickey Mouse is over. Playtime is done. And so now it's time for me to really speak to the collective. It's really time for me now to touch the consciousness of our beings, and like, let's really get to where we need to go. You understand? Let's like really get to the nitty gritty. Like, it's time for a redoing. It's time for a reset. It's time for a reawakening. Like, and this live, honestly, like, I want you guys to chime in. I want my conscious ones, my subscribers, even first time viewers, leave a comment, a question down below. Like, I want to know, what has the first week of the new year been like for you? Like, what's going on? Are there any major events? Have you had any endings in this new beginning? I mean, have you began any new jobs, any new relationships, any new hobbies, any new interests? Like, what what newness are you bringing to the new year? Like, what new energy, what new ideas, what goals, what new you know, what new decisions, like what are you doing with the newness of the new year? You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, you know, I'm speaking to my conscious ones. I want, you know, us all to evolve. I want us all to grow. I want us all to elevate to a state of consciousness, a higher consciousness, where we're above the fray, where we reject the matrix, where we know that around every corner and bend there's an illusion, right? We know that you know, things have been set up a certain way. We know that we've been lied to. We know that we've been miseducated. You understand? And so now, this time around, I'm sorry, I pray, you know, I pray to the divine, I meditate, I have a positive mindset. And so I would hope that the words that come out of my mouth and the message that I project in this video, it doesn't run anyone off, because that's not what it's about. You know, I love you and I am you. And so I want for myself, well, screw me, I want it for humanity. I want us all to rise above. I want us to all tap into the divine consciousness that we have within. You know, we always been taught and caught up on these outside external forces, but not really tapping into and not really getting into who we are and our power and our ability and our gifts. You know what I'm saying? And this is not for a chosen few. This is something that we all have. You understand? This is not, oh, I'm this or I'm that, or you are this, you're that. No, no. We all start at zero and we all leave at zero. So again, it's really about shifting your mind and really, you know, just considering. No one's saying that you have to believe. No one's saying that you need to believe what I say. But I'm just saying, perhaps consider, just consider for a very second that everything you know is false. Okay? From the educational system that you've been lied and trained to think is something or important, to the college and the higher educational system, which has also been an extension of a lie, of a misrepresentation, of a bigger plan. Let's think about it. You know, let's like just take a second. And I know many of us, we think that this stuff don't affect us. Oh, what is the world politics? What is, you know, something going on in a million countries from me has to do with me? Conscious ones, I know you're more aware than that. And so this brings me to something that I wanted to touch bases with you guys with, that this new virus, okay, this MPHV, if I'm not mistaken, you know, there's been articles and research and some esteemed and credible sources that has, you know, kind of let the cat out of the bag, that, you know, the system is gearing up for another pandemic, okay? And so it was all good and everybody thought it could have happened until, you know, you went in line and you couldn't get toilet paper. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was all fun and games until, you know, they were considering stopping all types of air traffic, and suddenly, you know, we were relegated to our homes. You understand? So for everybody that think that, oh, this can't happen, wake up. Like, you know, this is a new year. So I hope that in this new year, it brings more awareness to first yourself, because I feel like before we can even be conscious of the external and the outside world, there comes a certain part of inner consciousness, of inner knowledge, of just kind of going inward and finding out who you are. You know what I'm saying? Kind of getting into the shadows and the nitty gritty of your life before you can kind of understand the world at large. You understand? As they say, it always starts at home, right? And home being the center, being you, being us, right? And so, you know, at the end of the day, the stuff that we saw during COVID, no one, you know, you could never even have told people that they would have been able to believe that. But what I'm saying is, I'm saying these things to my conscious ones, to my collective, that at the end of the day, 2025 is calling for a higher awareness, a higher consciousness. So if you were one of those that got caught slipping during the pandemic, probably got the vaccine, whatever, whatever way you acquiesce, whatever way you, you know, believe the government, whatever way that you felt like, oh, you know, they got my best interest. Oh, you know, I'm sure you don't feel the same way now. Even if you was vaccinated for COVID, when they come with the next one, are you going to get vaccinated for that one? Probably not. You understand what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, I feel like, listen, if you don't know, you don't know. And you can't blame people for not knowing. You understand what I'm saying? But I feel like as conscious ones, we have to seek the truth. You understand what I'm saying? We have to be above the fray. We can't be a part of the establishment. We have to be anti-resistant. And this is not no militia, or this ain't no political, like I'm not doing that. I'm just talking about a higher consciousness and knowing that you're made for more. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know for me, I'm tired of being on a slave ship. I'm tired of clocking in every day to a institution or to a situation where, you know, all I have is 2 days out of my life. You understand what I'm saying? And then, you know, I have to ask for a vacation, or I'm allotted a certain time of the year where I get a vacation, or, you know, all of this when you bust your hump every day. Where does it make sense? The math doesn't math. It doesn't make sense. You've been lied to. We've been lied to. You understand? Period. The fact of the matter that it's just so much, like, I don't even want to get into it, but, you know, in terms of even income taxes, like, that's something that, you know, was put on us, not something that was originally created or constructed. That was something that was made after the fact, you understand, by a bunch of business people that felt like somehow, you know, they could make a profit off of the backs of a human soul. How dare them? You understand? But yet, somehow, we've acquiesced. You understand? Even against our better knowledge and better judgment. Listen, the gloves are off. Playtime is out. So if this is, you know, if you're not on this channel, if you're not a person that, like, you deal with the bull crap, but you know it's more to it. Like, it's like you've been told something, but you know there's a lot of hidden facts. Like, if you know that you know that you know, but then you don't know, because it's like, then this is why we're here. You understand? We're here to raise the veil and to uncover the truth. You understand? And understand all of this stuff has been manufactured. Like, we've been tricked and lied. That's why you'll have many of us at 65 years old retire. And by the time you retire, by the time you're 72, 73, 74, guess what? You die. Because guess what? Out of all that hard work, No, not enough time with family, not enough time, having your own interests, not enough time of just self-care, but it's a machine. It's a constant clock in, clock out, fill a body, put a body in a space. And so for 30, 40 years, you do that of your life, okay? And you miss your kid's graduation, you miss your grandma's funeral, you miss your nephew being born, you miss the first step your child make, because technically in this society you got to go out there and work, okay, and put your labor in, put your mind in, put your spirit in, and your energy in, and on top of that, you're underpaid, right? We're not even giving you your worth, right? But on top of that, okay, even if you're doing good, don't matter. We could get rid of you. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, we've been sold a lie. We've really been tricked. And so it's disgusting. And then when you go and want to get your own business, what they do, they want to tax you out the wazoo. So it's like at the end of the day, they really leave you stuck and effed up. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's why my commitment, and I believe my soul's journey and mission, is to raise the consciousness of the collective. Because this is something that, I mean, we've done without a second look for the past 70, 80 years, the American public. Like, we've worked and we've been pimped, okay? We've been pimped. We've worked, okay, and put our bodies to use, okay? And guess what? We got to give a cut to old pimp daddy, government, IRS, big brother, whoever the hell you want to say. Yeah, is that not prostitution? That somebody will force you to go out there and work your body, right? Yeah, prostitution may be in a sexual way, but working your body in the terms of doing a labor, that's working your body in a different way. And now I got to give a cut. Yeah, what's the difference between us and prostitutes? Maybe they got to give all their money up to their pimp. Okay, our pimp, which is the government, they say give us a certain amount, right? And we supposed to be good hoes, excuse my French. We supposed to be good workers, right? We've been lied to. And that's the thing. Like, get out of the matrix. And so now it's like, okay, this is the truth. Now how do we fix it? How do we wake up? You understand what I'm saying? And now that's going to take work. You understand what I'm saying? Certainly, I don't have the answers. Oh, no, sir. I mean, perhaps in 40 years. Check me in 30 years. I may have the answer. But I don't have the answer now. But what I do have is I would say, like, I would have a theory, if you will, an understanding, just a practice that at the end of the day, let's start waking up. You understand? It's no coincidence why they've taken things out of the school, like, trades for our boys, right? Because at some point in time back in the day, okay, before it was so, like, disgusting, before, America was, the filthy, disgusting cesspool that it is, they basically, like, believed in the principles of, if you're able to go out there and work, this is the so-called American pie. You work, you provide for your family, you live your life, right? And so think about America, right? Do your research. I wasn't there. All I can do is do my research. Do your research on America. And this is not even a class thing, because white, because black, because people had means. They went to school. They learned mechanics. They learned carpentry. The females, women, they learned, it was home economics. I remember my aunt telling me about that, home economics. And I can even remember my older cousin was in junior high school, and I was like way in like maybe second grade or whatever, and she was all the way in like seventh, eighth grade. And so they still had sewing and things like that in the schools, where at the end of the day, if you're a woman and you're learning sewing, guess what? You're a seamstress. You can provide for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, the idea was this American pie, this slice of the pie, it was literally readily available. But okay, we know the race thing was a hindrance, but you know, aside from that, you know, it wasn't so much a hindrance, because you would have never had Black Wall Street. So I don't want to see anybody in my comments telling me, oh, you don't remember, you know, Jim Crow, or you don't remember the Civil Rights Act of 1963 and 64 and 65 and the march on here. Yes, I do. I do. I do. And before those marches, there was a Black Wall Street, right? There was Black Wall Streets. There were neighborhoods and cities and places throughout America that was thriving, that Black people. So I'm not even going to play that with y'all. Y'all not going to get me to play that game. So I digress. But getting back to the basics, to the if you will, the mantra of the founding fathers, which was, you know, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And so people were able to be happy because you have Black folk in the 50s and the 40s that owned their own homes. Maybe in more numbers now. Back then, maybe than even now. I don't know. I haven't looked at the stats, but I'm just saying. So it's not something that is impossible. You know, things were different, but then guess what? Things are always different, as is the thing called life, my conscious ones. But I want to move off of that, right? And so, give me 1 second. Conscious ones, I have to dip and get some H2O for my throat. I'm a little parched and a little dry, okay? So give me about 1 snap and a twist. I'll be back. All right, my conscious ones. I got my agua and I'm ready to go. All right, we almost at 30 minutes. I'm gonna do another 30 minutes to make this video 1 hour, but let's do a little intermission, my conscious ones. Okay, so I want y'all to check out, you know, the apparel, right? And so this is a very important message for my conscious ones, okay? I don't know if you can make it out. All right. But this hoodie, official tissue, it says, when tyranny becomes law, when tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. When tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. This is the apparel. This is a sweatshirt. Okay? Like I'm really about that life in real life. Okay? Like I'm so anti-establishment. And that's why, like, my mission and my purpose is to awaken my conscious ones, my human souls, you know, my brothers, my sisters, you know, my aliens, my star seeds, my light workers, you know, everyone, you know, in this existence at this time, having this experience. I'm calling to you, okay? It's time to wake up. It's time to reject the matrix. Everything you've been told has been a lie, okay? And so, like, let's really start seeking the truth, because we know that when we know better, when we have more information, we're able to make better choices and better decisions, okay? Like, so I want to read a quick little information. Shucks, I can't do it right now, but I promise I'm gonna come back with another video about this new pandemic. Let me revise that. It's a pandemic, as was the COVID-19. And this pandemic, you know, is set up by the UN and Bill Gates, you understand? And what they want to do is roll this thing out, you know, in lieu of the Trump administration coming on. And so, you know, it's time to kind of wake up. And again, I'm not really here to do the whole political thing, but what I'm here to do is a common sense. Well, let me not say common sense, because I've heard from many people of of years beyond mine, and many that have wisdom don't go there. You understand? So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna really, like I said, I'm not making this a political thing. You understand? I'm here, like I said, to raise the awareness of the consciousness, to elicit a thought, to I don't know, kind of ruffle your doctrine, or, you know, these preconditioned notions that we have, these I don't know, these dogmas, these ways in which we think life is, which are so outdated, which don't really relate to who we really are. And above all things, that doesn't raise our consciousness, that doesn't bring us closer to the light, that doesn't allow us to operate in our purpose, okay? And so at the end of the day, my purpose and the purpose of this channel, New Life Raw Evolution, no imitation, this is only dedication. And I appreciate your loyalty. I appreciate your commitment. I appreciate the fact of the matter that, you know, you're willing to go outside of the box. And honestly, at this point in life, that's what we need. You understand? Because if you think that 2020 or 21, when they hit us with that foolish COVID, it's time to wake up. Stay on guard. Keep your head on a swivel. Honestly, let's not get enthralled with the idea of safety, Because what happens is that there's a false sense of safety. There's a false sense of safety. We are not safe. Our jobs are not safe. You saw that in 2020 and in 21, where either you were hit with an ultimatum that was like almost like mind-blowing, devastating. Oh, if you don't want the jab, then you don't got a job. Like, are you serious? So you're putting people's lives on the line, literal lives on the line. You're putting people's ways of lives on the line, and everybody just supposed to forget that. And now we've been seeing things and learning things and knowing that, you know, it was a lot of lies. It was a lot of things that were misrepresented during that time. So you sit back and think that you're safe? I don't know. Forewarned is being like you need to prepare. Like, we as human beings, you can't sit around and just like assume like, oh, everything is just gonna be what it is, because we thought that until we woke up in the morning and suddenly we was told that we couldn't go into a store unless we had a mask on. Okay? Until we was told that we couldn't basically live life as free souls in which the divine intended us to be, right? Let's not forget, people. Let's not forget. Because as fast as we forget, trust me, history always repeats itself. Know that. My aunt always told me, and she's alive, my Aunt Deb, shout out to Brooklyn, my Aunt Deb in Clinton Hill, there's nothing new under the sun. And as a woman of myself, I deem myself of having some sort of intellect. You know, I'm not, listen. But I've seen things in my 44 years. I've been able to see things and see patterns and see cycles and see things that repeat. So I can attest to that to a small degree, that there is nothing new under the sun. And so if we think that they just rolled that thing out a couple years ago and that's it, oh no, how foolish are we? Wake up, wake up. And so again, they're talking about, which I'm not going to get too much into because I don't have my notes and my, all of my figures in check for that. But what I can say is that basically we got to gear up. We got to get smart because they're about to roll out another false flag, which is a pandemic. Okay, and this one is going to be nastier and more wicked, more like real, like it's really going to kill you. It's not going to be the play kill you, where they said all these people died and no matter the cause of death, it was marked as COVID. No, it ain't going to be that. Like when the people die of this thing, that's what they're going to die from. So at the end of the day, it's time to be smart, okay? Let's just start gathering more. Let's start communicating with folks more. Let's start reaching out to family and friends from different cities and states. Let's start really getting back to the basics of communication because it's gonna get nasty. And so for many of us, technology and this whole technocratic, energy and era, it has taken us so much out of the human experience, which is connections, which is closeness. It's put us at such a distance, if not just emotionally, but we're so distanced from things. We're so distanced from, our emotions. We're so distanced from compassion. We're so distanced from, like, understanding, loyalty, love, patience, kindness. We're so distant from that. You understand? And so I believe that, you know, in order to win any battle, right, in life, that it takes unity, it takes love, it takes a united front, which is unity, you know, collaboration. And so if we're not touching bases, if we're not connecting back to our tribes, to our friends, to our people, then when ish get crazy, guess what? You're on your own. You understand? We got to get back to the basics, that we checked on people, that we wrote people, that we telephoned people, that it wasn't so much about, you know, ego and feelings. I mean, all those things existed since the dawn of time, since the dawn of our existence. But I feel like just with I guess every generation it changes, right? And so but I believe that it's become something so, like, I don't know, it's just like so indifferent, like there's like no tolerance, you know. I don't want to get off topic, but I just use this as an example, you know. Back in the day, you know, and this could be in the 40s for people, this could be 50s, it could be 60s, it could be 70s, it could be 80s, it could be even 90s, you know. Where people still checked on people, you know. There was still a certain sense, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's non-existent, no. But what I'm saying is that those times and people are few, far, and in between. And it's not to say that those people are bad people, that people don't care. I believe in my heart that most people do care. But I believe it's people have to protect that. People have to now be so hyper vigilant, right, about their own safety, that they may not even be able to stand up to do what's right, even when they know it's right, because of the mentality that's just been so far removed from grace, from compassion, from empathy, you know. And like I said, it exists in the world, okay? Because the dark can never overpower the light, right? But especially in more recent times, you know, people, you know, they are reluctant. They change, you know, they can't be their loving, kind selves, because it's just, everything is just, you know, they don't know if by helping someone they may get hurt. You understand what I'm saying? And so, you know, when I was growing up, a man could never assault a woman in public, okay? And I grew up in the 80s. I was born in 1980. So, in 87, yeah. So, sorry, my live. Yeah. So, sorry, my live. Yeah. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we just have to, you know, look at life, right? And I know it's scary, right? I know it's not easy, you know. But me personally, during the pandemic, like, I don't know what it was inside of me. I don't even know where I got the conviction from. And in my career, I won't speak on it. But I would say that in my career, it was something in the public setting that I had to do, right? And so I was against it, you know? And so suddenly I was faced like with, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? How am I going to take care of myself? You know, but again, luckily in the field that I'm in, it's a broad field, right? And so even if I didn't take the public sector I still was able to find work in a private sector, right? And did not have to take the vaccine. But I have let your yes be a yes, let your no be a no. Um, let's strive for betterment. Let's, let's put in all of our effort. Let's um, make the sacrifices. Let's take the time away. Let's do the work that our soul requires. And perhaps, just a thought, maybe we'll see our whole world turn around. I don't know. I mean, I'm doing this with you. Like, it wasn't long ago that I was dead, that I was asleep, that I was a sheep, you know? And so at the end of the day, it's about the higher consciousness. It's about, the collective. It's about raising the awareness, right? Like leading with light, leading with love, having divine peace, and most of all, forgiveness, right? Like, let's forgive ourselves. Let's forgive those. And let's be better than we were yesterday. We don't necessarily know what tomorrow holds, but we know that we have the power to kind of change our tomorrows, right? And so it's only how we decide to look at our lives, right? And how we decide to be different, to be who we're supposed to be. Like, let's take the gloves off. Let's take the gloves off. Let's stop making excuses. Let's make this year not only be our best year, but to really kind of offset our new journeys, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't fathom being like 60, 70 years old and having a life of regrets and saying the what ifs and only if I did, only if I tried, I mean, most people on their deathbeds, they rarely speak about their accomplishments. But you want to know what they do talk about? The times in their lives that they regret, the things that they didn't do, the words that they didn't say, the the times that they didn't forgive. That's what matters, my conscious ones. We're better than that. We are the light. And so, with that being said, I'm signing off. For more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. As I just broke my nail, subscribe to my channel, like and share. And for my first time viewers, if this is your first time viewing my channel, I hope that anything that you heard sparked something, it prompted something, it elicited something. And subscribe to my channel, okay? Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend that, listen, it's a dope channel over here. Like, it's weird, it's kooky, it's crazy, but it's real, it's truth, it's raw. This is New Life for Evolution. Conscious ones. I'm out. Sign up for my channel, subscribe. Love you.
Love you.